Okay, so it's the day after the Lee Priest Classic. How did it go?
Really well, really well. Good turnout. A bit of 80 competitors, good quality competitors, all high standard. Maybe one or two could have died a little bit more, but pretty much everyone was spot on conditioning wise, and crowd was great. Everyone got medals, nice plaques they had made up too, like from 4th to 6th place got nice plaques with the Lee Priest tribal face logo on, and the medals had them on as well, and then the trophies were nice and pretty good. Yeah, a few new WF pros out of it who are going to go compete in the Worlds and the Universe in South Africa or France or Italy. So all in all, it was a very good day. All run well. So started at 10, finished about 5ish, so went well. We go through the one format where you have the classes come out, do their posing first, and then come out for the symmetry rounds and the muscularity rounds, and then come out and the top 6 are announced and they pose down and get the awards there. So there's done this, break it up in the middle of the day, come back and pay another fee to get in the whatever. So I think that's the way it's best to do it too, because competitors, you don't want to break it up and drag it out. Now some shows even, they'll have the pre-judging Saturday final Sunday, and if you're a competitor, hold your conditioning for an extra day is just mentally draining as well as physically. So we get over and done it in the one show format, so it makes it better for everyone.
So it'll be on next year?
Yeah, we'll be on again next year. So yeah, I got the one in England coming up, and I was talking to people from China, so they're trying to get probably have a Lee Priest Classic in China as well. So they want to try and incorporate it. I was going to talk about maybe putting it in with that China Fit Expo they have over there. So might try and see incorporating it with that. So yes, it could be one in every country.
And one thing I was disappointed to hear was, which I just think's ridiculous, that competitors at the Arnold were told that they couldn't compete at your show, or they weren't allowed to compete at the Arnold next year. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a few were warned that. Well, that's the way they are, isn't it? That's the way they do. They're threatening things that couldn't compete. I'd have to requalify, and I think there's one guy there, a friend of mine. His friend, he competed in a show last year, an IFBB show, and then he did I think it was a NABBA show, and he wanted to do the Arnolds, but because the NABBA show he'd done was like 11 months, 3 weeks, it wasn't actually the 12 months. He's like, you're not meant to do another organisation show for at least 12 months, so he couldn't do the Arnold's in Melbourne because he hadn't done his 12 months time from his last show that he did, which was an IFBB. So no, you can't do that. But Jose Raymond, who won the Arnold 212, he's in Australia, or he's actually leaving this week to go back, and he's a good guy and that, down to earth guy, real friendly pro and that. And he was telling me, because I actually made a joke about it a couple of months ago, but he said it was pretty much spot on. He put online, I think on one of the boards, that Lee being a great short competitor, I'd love for Lee, to be back in the 212s, being honoured to stand on stage with Lee and compete against Lee, just be a great thing to have back in the bodybuilding. And he said as soon as that went up, he got a call from the high powers up, and I can't quote him exactly, but it was something to the effect of don't you ever say that again or mention anything like that or stuff like that about me being on stage. So he did get a phone call over making those comments about it would be great having me back competing in the IFBB and how he'd like to compete against me and stuff. So he got a bit of a little rap on the knuckles for that. Yeah,
I just think the two shows were a week apart. They weren't competing.
Yeah, well, then that's the thing. It's like if they are like that on the same day, well, I guess you got to choose which one you want to do. It comes down to that, So, but if shows are a week apart or 2 weeks apart, and competitors have dieted down, that's what I said. I don't see the thing about it. And then, like I said, our fees are only like $100 or $90 to enter and compete, whereas the Arnold I think was $250. Then they won the competitors. A lot of the competitors were made to pay $150 for the tanning from Protein. But then there was another thing I didn't know about. It's called the IFBB International Passport. So
okay.
Some competitors didn't even know about it until they're actually in line to compete. They had to make sure they paid their extra $40, and people were like, well, we're in Australia, why do we need a national passport for it? Well, of course, it's an international show, you need an IFBB international passport, so all the competitors, on top of the $250, had to fork out another $40 for this IFBB international passport to compete in the show. So yeah, we can see what they're all about, can't we?
And what does that passport allow you to do?
I don't know.
Can you go through customs faster,
exactly.
or you probably get held up? Get your bag searched.
I don't know. They just said you need to have this. I've never heard of it before in my life, so we never had them in the pro ranks or anything, and I've never heard of it before. Like, I don't think they had it last year or the year before, or another Arnold amateur shows around the world, but I don't know. But yeah, but all the other people, so all the competitors were hit with another $40 for this IFBB international passport to compete in the international show.
Well, if you can't beat them, mate, and you may as well join them. And if you get the Lee Priest Classic going in China and a few other places, you'll be able to have a Lee Priest
international passport.
Now
I just get my own country.
Now, how do they police the? Do they have
spies on the boards and that?
No. Say.
Oh, like
say if
competing.
Like if an IFBB competitor went and competed.
Oh yeah, they have spies to watch. They sometimes send like people out to the shows to see who's in them, or then a lot of people are on different Facebooks and that, so they just monitor people's Facebooks and stuff like that. So it comes up one way or another that someone always dobs them in or tells on them. So generally too, it might be from someone who's even in your division. So they'll be like, oh, if this guy's my competition, I'll go say that he went to a show and get him suspended. And they said it was happening in England when I was over there. Like Jade was with me, and remember that one guy, Jade, where the guy was upset he couldn't go help his partner backstage because he competes IFBB and he wants to try to get his pro card, but the guy's been training with for like 10 years, competes NABBA, and he was told if he even goes to watch the show he'd be suspended. So he's his training partner, been training with for years and years, supporting him up until the very day of the show. He can't go watch him because he'll be suspended. So it's just stupid. It's like,
and like, what about if you denied it? Do they have? Do they pull you in for interrogation or?
Probably. Searching, put you under the light. Where were you on this date at this time?
Yeah.
You know? That's just stupid. You know, everybody loves the sport of bodybuilding. It's not about federations. It's just about competing. And amateurs, if you're in shape, you should be able to compete where you want, when you want. It's like I said, if you want to go to pros, and you want to make it big in the pros, you got to go IFBB. So I don't know what they're scared about. If people want to go that route, that's the way they got to go. So, but them competing in NABBA a week before, a week after, how does that hurt them? Like I said, they still got to pay their fees to do your show. Their friends and family still going to buy tickets to come see your show. So you're still making money. No one's losing out here. So I don't see why they need this control. And till this very day, I can't see or know, or no one's ever explained to me why they need to do this. You know, like I said, if you competed in my show, if you did the Arnold last week, like I said, you paid your $250 entry fee, you paid your $150 for 10, you pay your $40 international passport. Your friends and family pay tickets to come in and see the show and the expo, so they've made their money from you and your family. If I have my show the following weekend and people get the same competitors go to that, what are they losing out on? They've already made their money. They don't have a show the following weekend, so what's the harm? But then if NABBA had one, another one after that, what's the harm? Or AMB or whoever. So I don't see what the problem is. So. And no one to this day can say why, because like I said, if you want your pro card and you want to compete there, then you're going to go IFBB, so they're not going to lose out anywhere. No one loses out. It's a win-win for everyone. It just makes bodybuilding bigger and more accepted, and like I said, it makes it fun because people can compete where they want without this fear of being suspended, or if I get seen even in the audience I'm going to be suspended, or if people sponsor a show, if they sponsor a show and they're an IFBB athlete, they're going to be in trouble. So that's just crazy. It's like,
and also too, from the bodybuilder's perspective, like I don't even want to mention his name, who came here last time, but because he could get banned, but said, "Oh, I would love to compete again."
Yeah.
Like, isn't it the more times you get up on stage,
the more experience? More, like I said, to go through all that hell, you know, mentally, physically, how draining it is to get ready for a show, and just to do one show.
Yeah.
There's a lot of taxing on the body, so but if there's a couple of shows together, at least, you know, if you're in shape, do as many as you can rather than just hit the one and then wait another year for another one to come around that you want to do. So like I said, it just makes it better for bodybuilding. Like I said, bodybuilders who love to compete don't care what federation it is. They just want to compete and get on stage. But no, the IFBB's the ones I said, they're the ones that like to control everything and take the fun out of it and threaten people. Like I said, if they want to go that way, you don't need to threaten them. They're going to come to you anyway. But yet, if they're in shape, they don't compete somewhere else. You're not losing anything. That's the thing. You're not losing out on anything. So I understand. It's just like they don't want to see other people succeed or other people make money, I guess. They want to be the ones to make it, but really, they've already made it. If they don't have a show the following weekend, they're not making any money anyway, are they? So they're not losing it, they're not making it, so.
Oh, mate, you're just spinning the truth and being bitter again.
I know. So Bob said.
We'll talk about that later.